final stops on the tour of California's coastline is America's finest city, San Diego, California. And tonight, presented by Goodyear, Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV comes to you from beautiful Petco Park in downtown San Diego, where the Padres are hosting the St. Louis Cardinals, who come out of the gate strong, 22-15 to start the year, keeping pace in the National League Central, as are Manny Machado and the Padres. Just one game behind the Dodgers so far in the National League West. Alongside Dontrell Willis, I'm Wayne Randazzo, and D-Train, both of these teams may be playing better than expected to start the season. Certainly the Cardinals are.
Plenty of firepower, young and old. This atmosphere at Petco Park is unmatched. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, second to none here at Petco Park, and it's going to be sold out. And, well, the Padres got to pay these salaries somehow. These fans will certainly help them do so. Machado, Tatis, Bogaerts, Merrill, all locked up for the future.
That is a lot of chips with dip, and rightfully so. You see the All-Star games, you see the Silver Sluggers. They are supremely athletic, but they haven't got out the gate like they wanted to. But I think they're going to be just fine. Merrill has got on base over the last 7 ball games. He looks more comfortable at the plate, and you know the defense is always going to show up. You know that Bogaerts is finally healthy. You can tell by the numbers. They have to keep him healthy. He's going to continue to do damage. Manny Machado is not going to hit at the Mendoza line for the year. You can book it. So he's going to be just fine with the bat-to-ball rate. But Fernando Tatis, we got more home runs than he has right now in this booth. He is not going to finish with that number, and the defense, not only in the outfield, in the infield, has been outstanding as well.
And Tatis still looking for that first home run of 2026. The Padres, though, are still finding ways to win, even without the power from Tatis and Machado. And we'll see how they do tonight against a young Cardinal group that has certainly led the Redbirds back to where they believe they should be in St. Louis.
Win, Walker, Scott, I love this talent. They learned how to already early, how to win ball games the Cardinal way, but they also have a twist. They have fun, and they have their superstar in the making in Jordan Walker. I'm so proud and happy for this young man. He's dealt with a lot of adversity. The pitch recognition was poor early in his career. Also the move, the timing, which caused him to be in between and miss pitches within the strike zone. And you can see the frustration because you know he has the talent. But right now this season, he is commanding the strike zone. I love that he's covering the fastball, but also covering the off speed. That's pitch recognition out the hand, elongating the swing, and showing the athleticism to hit the ball with authority. He's going to be an all-star for years to come, and this team is going to be built right around him.
Now the Cardinals have the youngest roster in baseball. Still just 23 years old, Jordan Walker, despite a few seasons of major league experience. He's hit 10 home runs so far this year, and you see what kind of damage he's starting to do on pitches in the zone.
He has 30 to 40 home run power every single year. He just has to continue to not chase out the zone, and when he gets a strike, hammer it.
These two teams played a good, crisp ball game here last night in San Diego, which the Cardinals won. It's the Cardinals and Padres in Game 2 of their 4-game series tonight. For more Jordan Walker, we'll have Heidi Watney in just a moment.
People might give you one.
He's on track for a comeback. Just not one that involves fishing. Hats off to you, Leo. Hats off to you.
You make it through security so fast, the agents applaud. Your travel itineraries are so well written, they're on the bestseller list. And you have access to lounges that don't officially exist. That's why you rent with National, where you can skip the counter and choose any vehicle on the Emerald Isle. Because travel isn't a competition, except that it is. And you're winning.
Introducing Subway's new fresh value menu. 15 different protein pack choices, all for under $5. With new 6-inch deli face, $3.99. Protein pockets, $3.99. And a 6-inch sub of the day, $4.99. Always freshly made, always available every single day.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, presented by Goodyear. It's a beautiful night here in San Diego for Game 2 of the series. Padres hosting the Cardinals, and the Redbirds have surprised many with their play in the early going. And a big part of that has been Jordan Walker, who is having a breakout season in year 4 for him. Now, Walker revamped his swing over the offseason. He worked really hard on quieting his swing, bringing his hands down for a better path to the ball. That is paying off. He is the first Cardinal with at least 40 hits and 10 home runs in his first 36 games of the season since Carlos Beltran in 2013. Now, Walker has had such a great approach this year. He worked with Cressy Sports Performance for a while. He came into spring training. He just wasn't quite feeling it, so the team actually gave him a couple of days off. He revamped his swing, and he has been out here and having a great season. We're hoping to talk to Walker in just a little bit right now, and we're also going to talk to Fernando Tatis Jr. on the other side of this break. Tatis also has been working on his swing. We'll be back from San Diego right after this quick break. Oh, sorry. Walker is here now. Sorry. You were out there warming up. Jordan, you completely revamped your swing this offseason. What was the biggest change for you?
Honestly, really just keep it simple and get in the athletic stance and go swing it. I can't make it, more difficult than that. If I start thinking too much, then it's all going to, go out the window. So just kind of keep it simple and just go hit.
All right, you are 23 years old. This team is the youngest team in Major League Baseball, yet you guys have outperformed everybody's expectations. What has been key for this group this year?
I think just sticking together. I mean, we got a great leadoff hitter, and then we got 1 through 9. Anybody can show up at any time, and that's what we've seen this year, and we want to keep doing that, and I think that's the key to our success.
All right, it's fun to watch. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Thank you, guys. Yep.
We will be back with Tatis right after this.
Goodyear drone cam, and what an absolute beauty this place is in downtown San Diego. Petco Park, really at the top of any ballpark list across Major League Baseball. The Padres and the Cardinals here tonight.
The weather, the atmosphere, even the booth, everybody's been so joyful and nice. It's going to be a good ball game. Good atmosphere.
Fryer down there wearing his beach shorts. He's ready to go for this Mother's Day weekend as the Padres and Cardinals get ready. Fernando Tatis ready to take the field, standing by with Heidi Watney.
Nando, you are hitting the ball as hard as ever. I know you have been working tirelessly on your swing, but so many people have talked about the lack of home runs. What have you been working on specifically?
Just building that consistency on, it's a lot of game left, and I have all the trust in the world, so just keep working.
This team has been performing well in the division despite some of the superstars not playing their best. What does this team need to do to go on a run right now?
Man, it's just a good team. We're rounded as a wholesome, so we just got to keep going, playing good baseball, playing good defense, and the rest will take care of itself with the guys we have over here.
All right, thanks, Nando.
Thank you.
Well, you think tonight's the night for home run number 1 for Tatis?
I've been saying that. I like what I see from him at the plate. He's still hitting the ball very hard. The move is getting quieter, and I agree with him, man. And if anybody in the league can hit home run in bunches, it's him. And so I love what they're doing, moving him around from second base to the outfield, whatever they can do to keep him loose and continue to have fun, because ultimately, if they want to win a World Series championship, he has to be in the center of that offense.
Well, he's back out in right field today. We got Jared out there chasing him around with the iPhone, and Fryer as well. So we are ready for baseball here tonight in downtown San Diego, and it's Griffin Canning, another Orange County kid, along with Michael McGreevy for the Cardinals, getting this start. It's his second as a Padre.
You know what? He looked excellent his last start against the White Sox. His changeup is the best pitch to me. He can land that changeup for a strike, but also get swing and miss. That's an important weapon, especially to the left-handed power in the Cardinals lineup. The fastball has movement and life, anywhere from 92 to 95 miles an hour. He is not going to be afraid to pitch to contact.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud, with those changeups coming from Canning tonight. Our pitcher scouting report presented by CarShield. It was a whole new repertoire last year for Canning, leaving the Angels and having a good first half with the Mets before he got hurt.
I mean, he was a shot in the arm for that Mets rotation and really got to the front line of that rotation last year. Unfortunately, he has battled tons of injuries, has sidelined him. But like I said, that changeup is absolutely filthy. He's going to have to land that and throw it down in the zone to get swing and miss as well.
We'll show you the lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. It is presented by BetMGM. Written out by Oliver Marmol with J.J. Weatherholt, the impressive rookie, leading things off for St. Louis. Jordan Walker, we detailed his great start to the season, batting in the cleanup spot today. Nolan Gorman trying to cut down on the strikeouts. He's the designated hitter for the Cardinals here this evening. St. Louis won the opener of this series 2-1. They've been playing well on the road. They are 12-5. That's the best road record in the majors.
You know what? They seem to have a veteran presence about their lineup. They don't speed up on the road. They continue to play their style. And this lineup can really grind you down. They have power, athleticism, and they're learning how to win together. And so as long as this core group continues to stay healthy, man, the sky's the limit.
Well, they might have a veteran-like presence, but they don't have the veterans.
No.
This is the youngest roster in baseball, and here is a rookie right out of the gate in Weatherholt, who was drafted just a couple of years ago in what has already been a fruitful 2024 draft in terms of getting people to the major leagues. J.J. Weatherholt, the first pitch tonight, fouls it off, and we are underway at Petco Park for the second of a 4-game series between the Cardinals and the Padres. Weatherholt leading all National League rookies in runs scored. He's second in home runs, and he has certainly not been shy of the big league product to start things off in his first 5 or 6 weeks in the majors.
You want to talk about bat-to-ball skills. Won the batting title for Division I at West Virginia, hitting .449, and so he's able to get his foot down and shows line-to-line power.
That's a nice spring, hitting .449. Weatherholt takes ball 2. This is the kind of hitter that you'd think Mr. Padre himself, Tony Gwynn, would be impressed by.
Not afraid to let the baseball travel deep and hit the ball with authority to the left side, but does have pull side power.
It's 2 balls and 1 strike on the rookie second baseman Weatherholt. As he hits a little chopper to the right side. Canning, a good athlete, has to cover, and he's there getting the feed from Sheets for the first out of the game. San Diego defensively with Gold Glove winners Tatis and Machado, though Laureano with incredible arm in left field. Jackson Merrill is a Gold Glove caliber center fielder. This is a good defensive team, as are the Cardinals. As we see our overhead shots, the Goodyear drone is going to spit out some beauties here tonight from Petco Park.
Couldn't ask for a better day, but you're going to see athleticism on both sides, especially defensively.
Ivan Herrera is the number 2 batter for the Cardinals. The catcher looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. Kind of an underrated product as far as an offensive catcher. Herrera can really hit. He's been on base in 23 straight games and .929 OPS in that time. As he takes ball 1, and maybe needs to, not quite on Yadier Molina's level, certainly as far as a defensive catcher, but he can really swing the bat.
He's going to continue to grow as far as the game calling defensively, but gives you a polish of bat each time.
Strike 2 from Canning. Talked about the on-base streak for Herrera, one of the longest active streaks in the major leagues, and he has 18 runs scored in that time. Wide open stance. He's all over the chalk. And he lines one toward left center field. He has the game's first hit. A 1-out single here in the first.
Does not try to do too much. Lets the baseball travel deep. Griffin making a mistake with that 2-seam fastball. Pulls the hands right through. Marmol raved about his quality of bat every time. Doesn't give a bats away, and that's a pretty swing. If you try to pull that, you end up rolling in top half on the ground to Manny Machado. That's how you have to hit that sinker right back up the box.
Brings up Alec Burleson, the first baseman for the Cardinals. Guy looks like a first baseman, doesn't he?
Burley.
Burley Burleson, indeed. Big lead at first for Herrera, not running as Burleson takes ball 1.
Looked like a strike, especially the slider up in the zone.
Well, Fermin wants to check it, actually. So we're going to have a Padre challenge presented by T-Mobile. You know, sometimes we've seen in the past when the catcher has to pop out of his crouch, the home plate umpire doesn't get a great look. You know, in the past, that just, he had to wear it. Now Fermin with the wherewithal there to get that overturned. And it was a strike at the top of the zone as Canning throws over to check on Herrera.
I mean, also known defensively to be excellent behind there, not only with the pitch calling, but throwing as well.
Already 30 runs batted in for Burleson, leads the Cardinals in that category. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's 5th in the National League. Cardinals got just enough offense yesterday. Padres didn't have many base runners as the night wore on, as St. Louis won the opener in this series. There's the good changeup from Canning, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Excellent pitch, and that's going to be the neutralizer to the left-handed power. You see the changeup, and not only the speed, but the depth change of that pitch. Tunnels right off that fastball that also has similar movement.
Expect to see it a lot here tonight. 1-2 the count on Burleson. And the foul behind home plate on that changeup again. Talked to Craig Stammen, the new Padres skipper, before the game about Canning throwing more changeups than any other pitch in his first start as a Padre. And well, Craig Stammen said you're going to see it a lot tonight too. It's his best pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Burleson with a runner at first. Fastball missing there from Canning. Padres have been typically good at ABS this year. 61% success rate. That's 3rd best in all of baseball. Strike 3 call to Burleson. It was a fastball. I think he was looking for that changeup, and the fastball was right there at the knees.
See, that's what that pitch does, and now it allows the fastball to play up. Excellent 4-seam fastball right through the heart. He's looking for that movement, and it locks him up. Excellent pitch down and away in the zone.
So Canning gets his first strikeout. He had 7 in his Padre debut his last time out, as he faces Jordan Walker with 2 down. Ball 1 to Walker. And Walker, over the last 2 major league seasons in 24 and 25, played a total of 162 games. He had roughly 210. He only had 11 home runs. He had a really difficult time finding his way at this level, but he seems to have found it now. 10 homers already this year. As Canning gets that strike, although it was off the plate, Walker will not challenge.
You can just tell this young man is playing with a ton of confidence right now. His power, his speed, and you're also seeing the leadership growth him in as well.
And still young. I think that's something you can say about this entire Cardinal roster. Even guys who've been around a little bit, like Walker and Wynn and Nolan Gorman, they're all 25 or younger still.
And you're just learning about how to be a professional and learning how to not only be successful but fail at the big league level and still come back and work hard.
Swing and a miss by Walker on a high fastball from Canning. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the 6'6" former first-round pick. Talk about a sky's the limit type talent. Jordan Walker has been thought of as that ever since the Cardinals drafted him, and he's starting to show it at this level. And the Cardinals believe the changes are pure, and he's going to stay at this rate of consistency moving forward.
But not only the power but pitch recognition that we talked about in the open. In a situation like this where he's behind in the count, he can look to that right side and still hit that ball with authority to the right side.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Walker with Herrera at first, 2 down.
Go!
Walker lays off the breaking ball.
See, that's a pitch right there that last year he chases at it. Not really comfortable with pitch recognition. You're assuming that you're going to get a pitch, and then you feel you're in between, and so that's how you can tell that he's locked in about his strike zone awareness thus far.
Strikeouts and chases are down. There's strike 3 call. Canning paints the outside corner with 96. Back-to-back strikeouts to end a scoreless first for the veteran right-hander.
Craftsman and Toro, and with free assembly and delivery, or ready for pickup in just 15 minutes, conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Padre lineup is presented by BetMGM. You see Tatis still looking for that first home run in 2026. Merrill, Bogarts, Machado, the top of the order for San Diego here tonight against a guy who grew up a Padre fan not too far away in San Clemente, California. Went to San Clemente High School. Michael McGreevy.
Love this young man to make up thus far, the mound presence and the command, and really the belief of his stuff.
Merrill fouls off the first pitch. McGreevy acts like a guy who throws 98, but he's really a guy who throws 88.
You know what? But he knows how to make sure that that 88 is crisp. The ability to be able to change the eye level, and also fills up the strike zone. One of the best walk per 9 rates in all of baseball.
One ball, one strike on Merrill. McGreevy in his career, a sub-4 ERA with fewer than 100 strikeouts over 26 starts. He's one of just 3 active pitchers to do that. It's not something you normally see, at least not now, as Merrill takes ball 2. But one thing about McGreevy and any pitcher like him, StatCast is not going to like him. The metrics are just going to tell you every single time that it's not sustainable because he doesn't throw hard enough. 2 balls and a strike, and it's up to guys like McGreevy. Well, just thumb their nose at him. He can't care what StatCast says.
And he doesn't. And you can tell right now he's just trying to get his heart rate down, get his mechanics under himself, and really just command the baseball. But it's tough because, you know, he's from 40 minutes away and he's got family there and he wants to do well. Little bloop down the left field side. It is slicing foul. 3-2. You're really stepping on it if you're getting to San Clemente in 40 minutes from here. We talked about the 4-seam. I'm from Cali, so you're absolutely right. But the 4-seam fastball anywhere from 88 to 90 miles an hour. The changeup, he likes throwing that to the left-handed batter, but also will use his sinker.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud as Merrill fouls off another. We have Griffin Canning from Orange County, growing up an Angels fan. McGreevy, though, a true blue San Diego sports fan between the Padres and the Chargers, says he's still a Charger fan despite the move up north. Your football team moves around too.
Don't do that. Don't start that. I want to get out of here alive.
The 3-2 is fouled away.
I'm a diehard Raiders fan. I want to get out of here alive. I understand that rivalry too well. Another beautiful sight. Every time we hear, you know, sunshine and everybody's really into the ball game, the atmosphere is buzzing.
Swing and miss, strike 3. McGreevy pulls the string and Merrill strikes out.
Love having that confidence, him fighting back into the count and all of a sudden getting to that changeup. Both these starters, you can see that changeup grip, throwing that baseball with conviction. The arm swing sells it all, and also a lot like Canning has depth change with that. Local hometown kid, I'm sure he has a lot of family on the pass list. Obviously throws strikes. That's why he's in that rotation as well, and so that's going to be his calling card. You don't have to throw hard. You better get ahead to stay ahead.
Scouting report presented by Car Shield. Xander Bogaerts has been the most consistent Padre offensive player, at least out of the ones that have the 9-figure contracts. His OPS over 800. He's hit 7 home runs so far this year. Bogaerts has really committed himself as he has gotten older to stay in great shape and be able to be a good defensive shortstop at this time in his game.
Very important. An ABS challenge right here as well.
The catcher's
Both sides have challenged early in the ball game.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. The Cardinals get this one right.
Call's overturned. St. Louis has 2 challenges ready.
Flips the inside corner. Corey Blazer, the home plate umpire today. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Xander Bogaerts, with Manny Machado behind him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, McGreevy touched 94 there.
Feeling good when you're back home. That's some home cooking. Downhill with that 4-seam fastball. Excellent sequence. He threw the sinker inside Xander, made him aware of the sinker in, and all of a sudden the tailing action at the top of the zone. Changing eye level, especially when you throw to that velocity, very important.
Not unusual to see the Padres being unable to perform in the first inning of a game. It's been a trend all year as Machado takes ball 1. They've hit 146 as a team in the first inning. They've scored only 8 first-inning runs all season, both the fewest in the major leagues. Machado hitting just .202 to start the year. His next home run will be his 200th in a Padre uniform. Already San Diego's all-time franchise leader in home runs.
When it's all said and done, he will be a Hall of Famer. One of the best to do it at the hot corner.
Came up a very young shortstop as he lines this ball towards shallow center. It holds up for Scott, who trots in to make the catch. 1-2-3 in the first for Michael McGreevy.
San Diego, Manny Machado called an early hitting session with Fernando Tatis Jr. and hitting coach Steven Souza Jr. yesterday. Souza said that one of Tatis's problems is his bat-to-ball skills are so elite. He feels like he can reach out and get anything, but it's not always great contact. They're working with him on staying back in his stance and his load. That's one reason he's closed off his stance, as you can see here. It also helps keep his bat path flat, lets the ball travel deeper instead of hitting it out front, which was causing him to roll over on the ball. Souza said he has seen an improvement, Wayne.
Well, there certainly hasn't been anything wrong with Fernando Tatis's hard hit rate. He is striking the ball considerably to start the year, but he's been just kind of out of position to do real damage with it. As Nolan Gorman takes upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Cardinals DH tonight, Gorman. So if he can make that correction, you'd think that it wouldn't be much longer for Tatis to get that first homer.
Oh, he looks very confident that he's going to be able to start knocking the ball out of the ballpark, but you know, you have to make minor adjustments in the game, and so if he starts open, maybe he overstrides, closes that front shoulder off, and that prevents him to pull the baseball and lift to the left field wall. And so little angles like that, you know, whatever, hitting the baseball is very difficult. I mean, but I think he's going to be just fine. Excellent pitch right there by Canning. But it's shocking because you know the way he can backspin the baseball, and so a lot like Jordan Walker, if you continue to hit the ball on top of the baseball and have that movement, it's going to be very difficult like Walker did last year.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Gorman as he takes ball 2. Nolan Gorman striking out a bit less so far this year. A little bird's eye view from the pitcher's mound.
You got to get one of those, Wayne. Get one of those drones.
Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gorman. Should have a drone just follow you around and just
stop it. You've been on me.
That'd be a reality show.
You've been on me.
Life and Times of D-Train.
Rondell Williams III, huh? Life and Times, huh?
2-2. And upstairs on a fastball to Gorman. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Both these starters high velocity. You usually see them low velocity as far as 90 to 93, but Canning touching 96 and Greavy already touching 94, 95.
Gorman striking out a little bit less this year, but still a lot. And he whiffs here on that nasty changeup from Griffin Canning, who has struck out 3 in a row.
You throw a fastball that changes eyes at 96 miles an hour, and then you have a 90-mile-an-hour changeup darting down out of the zone. There's not too many hitters in baseball that can cover that pitch and really put it in play with authority.
Gorman well out in front of that. 1 out here in the second. Now Mason Wynn is the batter. Wynn had a big hit in the game yesterday. Triple out of the reach of Nick Castellanos, who was in right field last night. It's Tatis back in right field today. Wynn Gold Glove winner in the National League at shortstop last year. Still has probably the best defensive infield arm in all of baseball as he looks at a strike from Canning.
Hitting .315 over his last 18 ball games with 14 RBIs and starting to look comfortable at the plate as well.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Wynn. Another guy like we were talking about earlier, Mason Wynn. You think about these young Cardinals, and they have big league experience, 2 or 3 years worth of it in some cases. Wynn was called up a couple of years ago. He's the youngest Cardinals starting shortstop in his major league debut since Gary Templeton, who of course has some Padre connection in his own right. He was a longtime shortstop here in San Diego after the Ozzie Smith trade. And Ozzie ended up in St. Louis after beginning his career here in San Diego, kind of switching spots with Templeton. This young Cardinal roster headlined in part by Mason Wynn. He swings and misses here, strike 3. Griffin Canning's on a roll. That's 4 straight strikeouts, 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Score big on Authentic here at MLBshop.com. Official jerseys and memorabilia, hats and hoodies. We've got the season coverage. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com. The official source for your favorite team gear. There's Gary Templeton.
Classic hair flow. And
there is the
legend,
wizard.
The legend right there.
Saw Ray Langford as well. Ray Langford was a pretty good hitter in his day for the Cardinals in his own right. 2 outs as Nathan Church stands in. Church playing left field, though he really is a center field caliber outfielder. Cardinals are without Lars Nootbaar still. As Nootbaar trying to work his way back from injuries to his heels. 1 ball, 1 strike, but Church has given the Cardinals a nice lift. He's another energetic guy. We're talking to Oliver Marmol about the energy of this group without really any veteran leadership. He says it ends up being 9, 10, 11, 12 guys just kind of barking at each other.
Makes it for a fun clubhouse.
Church pops this one up shallow left. Machado calls for it as he backs up and has that to end the inning. Apple TV is presented by Goodyear. Here comes the easiest job in television. The Ricola Weather Report in San Diego.
Ricola.
It's perfect.
Beautiful.
Pristine.
You need to get that Ricola hookup, though.
You need a cough drop?
A couple of them. Hook a brother up.
Gavin Sheets leads off here in the bottom of the 2nd as Michael McGreevy misses with a breaking ball. Sheets out in front of that. Changeup from McGreevy, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sheets has been rejuvenated in a San Diego Padre uniform. 66 of his 70 home runs been off right-handed pitching, so he's definitely a specialist.
30 years old now. He's had some big hits too. Certainly brings out the exclamation points from Don Orsillo, the great television voice of the Padres. Fans obliging that with a chant here for Sheets as he bats here in the bottom of the 2nd. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's right in there from McGreevy on a fastball. 2-2 the count on Sheets. His dad was a big leaguer too. Larry Sheets had a 30 homer year for the Orioles back in 1987. Ball grounded sharply foul by Gavin Sheets, who's a big boy, 6'3", 230. 2nd round pick of the White Sox. Quite happened there. White Sox were often at that time, especially playing players out of position. Sheets really a first baseman in a DH type more than an outfielder. He still play a little outfield now. Swing and a miss here, strike 3, and McGreevy has his 3rd strikeout, 1 away.
Sheets to deep right center field. It's back. A 3-run home run to walk it off. 2nd straight night for San Diego. Holy Sheets.
What a great call. The energy matching the moment.
1 out. Here is Fernando Tatis as he takes ball 1. Well, so much has been made of this homerless drought for Tatis. Last time a hitter went this long after a 25 homer year was Marcus Semien. Wasn't that long ago, 2022. He went 43 games without a home run. It's been 36 for Tatis and 138 at bats since last September. That's right in there for a strike. When does something like this just become kind of its own entity, or maybe it already has?
It already has been, especially for a player of his impact. He's one of the faces of baseball, and so he wants to be able to show that power, and it's so important. Good pitch by McGreevy. Just as his team's success, and they've been playing well up until this point. But in the end, everybody knows in San Diego they gotta have this man right.
Both these teams are 22 and 15. They both played well out of the gate. Tatis takes ball 2. It's interesting. I don't know if there's anything to it. Tatis has played some second base this year. He's hit over 400 in the games where he's played at second base. He's hit just 200 in the games playing in right field. He says it's kind of a welcome distraction almost to go play second base. Breaks up whatever monotony might be settling in over the course of a long season. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fernando playing right field tonight.
See, that's an excellent take. You know what I mean? It's not like he's just chasing out of the zone and really offering at pitches that he can't do damage at, and so the strike zone awareness is there. Just got to sync up the leg kick. He just looks a tad bit in between.
It's a little soft tapper here to the right side. Wetterhold moves over to retire Tatis. 2 up, 2 down, 5 in a row retired by McGreevy. On the World Baseball Classic, the power was there for Team DR.
See, that move to me was very simple. A little light toe tap, see? And that one right there, you want to talk about 9.6 on the dismount. Jeez. But playing loose and having fun, and so I love that they're moving him into the infield, back to the outfield, and just say, hey, play your game. You're going to be just fine. And the defense has been there.
Strike one to Miguel Andujar. A couple of veteran adds for this Padre team, including Laureano going back to last year. Andujar brought in Castellanos as well. Just some veterans who know how to play and get the job done, and it don't need to be overseen very much.
But it's a factor. Laureano defensively, the arm, the range, and Andujar seems to hit no matter what uniform he's in.
That's right in there for McGreevy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McGreevy had a rough outing against the Padres last July in St. Louis. Gave up 7 runs in a game against the Padres. It kind of stood out to him because it helped bloat his ERA by the end of the year. Said he thought he pitched better than his 4.42 ERA showed, but some of those blow-ups that he had, those are the ones that he really liked to take back this year and avoid some of those 6 or 7 run outings. There's a 2-2 count on Miguel Andujar. McGreevy has yet to allow base runners so far in this one.
But from Michael, what I see, he has a level of expectation of himself. He says, I got to make better pitches. Sequencing and execution is just vital, especially if you don't have the velocity. And so I love that he works hard behind the scenes, looks at every situation that he was in. After starts, pitches, execution, the pitch type, very important for his career.
Ball 3 to Andujar. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back in 2018, you see Laureano next. Miguel Andujar was the runner-up for American League Rookie of the Year. Lost to a fellow by the name of Shohei Ohtani that year.
Yeah, that's called a tough draw where I'm from.
Line drive to center. Victor Scott in position for another 1-2-3 inning. Manny Machado will join us from his post at third base in the top of the 3rd. Machado about to join us here in the top of the 3rd inning. One of the real headliners for this Padres organization, an 11-year contract extension, making him a Padre very likely till the end of his career. Manny, why San Diego? Why did this place stand out to you so much?
I mean, you can't go wrong with the city. It's a beautiful city, right? And then just the vision of AJ and Peter that they had with Ron. You know, I mean, we're trying to win for a long time. We had a great core group of guys coming up, young guys like these guys over here on this side that were going to be along for a while. So, you know, whenever you're looking for a long-term contract like that, you know, you want those type of things.
Manny, I've known you for a very long time, since you're a young little boy coming up. And who are some of the heroes that you looked up to, especially growing up in the city of Miami?
Man, A-Rod was my big one, right? A-Rod, obviously, everyone looked up to him. Wearing 13, wearing 3, playing for Miami, Dominican. You know, he was a big guy that I looked up to. And then all the guys are on the Marlins. Alex Gonzalez, yourself, Beckett, you know, Jeff Conine. You know, all those guys that were in Miami, man. I used to go out there and watch you play when you came up with your leg kick, come out, hit line drives and run, slide into third base. I mean, those you know, that's what made me love the game so much, honestly.
The ground ball picked by Song. Nice play. One out here in the 3rd. Manny, he was hoping that you would say him when you got across.
Don't tell that lie. Don't tell that lie. He got more money than me. I don't got to send him no checks. I don't got to send him nothing. But I appreciate the shout out, big guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're a big part of it. I mean, Miami, right? You know, you get there. You guys had that good run. All you young players when you came up. You know, it was fun to watch, man. I made you love the game.
Victor Scott stands in here with 1 out in the 3rd. Got to be careful with the bunt with this guy. What do you look for when a guy who you know can bunt like this?
I mean, he's a great bunter, exceptional bunter. So I mean, he lays down a perfect one right there. I mean, with his speed, I mean, it's going to be tough. So you just try to be as close as possible without giving up too much and just pray.
I mean, how fun, Manny, is playing in this ballpark. This is one of the better atmospheres in all of the world, and this is your home ballpark. Tell me about Petco.
It's great coming home every single time when we come from a road trip. I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you a little quick story. I mean, it was fun when I signed here in 18, 19. I come here, there wasn't that many fans here. About, we'll probably get 25,000. Then we fast forward, and then after COVID year, man, we get about 45 every single night. So coming to the ballpark every single day, playing in front of this great fan base, playing in this great weather that we always play in, I mean, it's just special, man. I mean, honestly, it's a blessing to be here and play in front of these great fans who come out here and support us every single night.
Your face is all over this city. You and Tatis both. I mean, you go walk around downtown, and it's all about the Padres. It's all about Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis.
I got it.
That was an easy one for you.
I'll take that one over a bunt any day.
But what would it mean to you personally to make this come all the way around to a championship season for this Padre team and for this city of San Diego?
I mean, that's the goal. That's been the goal since day one, since I signed here, man. We've come close, and it's not easy. Baseball is really hard, and at the end of the day, there's 30 teams that play every single year for it, and one only comes outstanding, and it's not easy. So to hopefully bring one to the city of San Diego, we've been working so hard to go towards that goal, and to bring it to a city that's been craving it. I mean, it wouldn't be anything better to honestly, bring one to the city and enjoy it.
Oh, nice play. That looked like Manny right there, Griffin.
Hey, that's gold right there, baby. Look at his glove. That's all gold.
Appreciate you, Cat Daddy. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, presented by Goodyear with Dontrell Willis and Heidi Watney. I'm Wayne Randazzo. We're in San Diego in the Gaslamp District. Petco Park. Anytime you see a ballpark listing of best in baseball, rightfully this one at or near the top of every single one of those lists. As Ramon Laureano, it's a fly ball to center field. Victor Scott's been busy so far. 3rd fly ball his way, and he's caught them all 1 away here in the 3rd. But I think Manny Machado, we just heard from him in the last half inning, made a good point. For Padre fans that are here in San Diego and they come to the ballpark all the time, this is their home stadium. For us that travel around and see all the 30 ballparks, and there are a lot of good ones across the country, but there is something really special about coming to this place.
I mean, the backdrop, I mean, the field surface, the food, the environment. I think we need to call a game from the back berm one time. I mean, just the energy of that. And again, the passion and the hunger. They believe this group can win a World Series championship, get to a World Series. In every game, they live or die. And it's the only show in town. And so, a beautiful summer day to go see a Padre game. What better event? And they have some serious talent, and they have fun players like Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, guys like that you can really rally behind. Cool uniforms, different sets. And so, kid-friendly. Everything you want in the ballpark, they have it.
They do have a great uniform set. They're wearing their City Connect 2.0s today. The Dia de los Muertos tribute as Freddie Fermin fouls 1 away. It is a very fun-looking uniform with also a bit of a throwback to some of those Tony Gwynn-looking hats from his era. One of his eras. They had a few different uniforms in his time too. No balls and 2 strikes on Fermin. As one misses for ball 1 from McGreevy, who is not yet allowed a base runner. Fermin will see some more time behind the plate with Luis Campusano out. Campusano has a fracture in his toe. He was placed on the injured list yesterday, although the Padres don't expect him out for long. Swing and a miss by Fermin. Strikeout number 4 for McGreevy. 2 down. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. City Connect jerseys and Gallagher Square, very popular. Dia de los Muertos taking center stage out there. Strike two. Song batting with 2 outs.
Song voted KBO Player of the Year last year.
Sung Moon Song made his major league debut this week. A 4-year deal coming from Korea. Started the year on the injured list. A little bit of time at AAA after that, but certainly had a good year in Korea last year. As D-Train mentioned, KBO's Player of the Year, 26 homers, 25 steals, drove in 90. That is foul tip for strike 3, hung on to by Herrera to end the inning. 9 up, 9 down for Michael McGreevy in the first 3 innings.
It's time for a stage manager interview here with Ollie Marmol. Michael McGreevy, the hometown kid. He's from an hour from here. He is spinning a gem. What's working so well for him?
He's doing a nice job. Changeup's really working for him. He's mixing well. Both sides, changeups are working. So hopefully we continue to do what we're doing right now.
You have such a young team. How do you instill confidence in these guys that they can go out and perform with other all-star teams like the Padres have?
Man, you got to support them, make them believe they got what it takes and they belong here. And the reality is they really do. They're playing with a ton of confidence. They prepare really well, and they give you the best shot every night. So it's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Ollie.
Yeah, Oliver Marmol certainly enjoying what has been a nice start for this young Cardinal ball club. It's a different looking Cardinal ball club. There's more energy. Maybe it's a looser group with all these young players learning how to play together. And we'll see how it turns out over the course of a long season.
They even have a home run chain in the dugout. You never thought you would see that in the Cardinal dugout. Nice.
Ground ball, base hit to left for Ivan Herrera. He's 2 for 2. He's been the only base runner so far in this game for either team. And his 24-game on-base streak continues on here as Herrera leads off the 4th. The Cardinals don't have anyone on the roster age 30 and older.
Well, having Marmol at the helm, he's relatable, and also the coaching staff. I think that's a big part of it. You want to talk about leadership, especially with a young group. You have to have a consistent manager and coaching staff energy day by day to keep things, even keel. Some guys are going to struggle. Some guys are going to play well. But you're grooming guys to learn how to be successful and ultimately win in a very difficult, that turns out to be NL Central.
Well, for a lot of his managerial career to this point, Oliver Marmol's been the youngest manager in the game. As Burleson, it's a fly ball to left. This one playable for Laureano, shy of the warning track. Forget Laureano's great arm. So Herrera is not going anywhere. 1 out here in the 4th. Pitching decisions presented by Sage. Griffin Canning off to a good start.
Yeah, love the mix of the fastball, obviously slider, but the movement that he relies on, and once in a while be able to throw that 4-seam with conviction down.
Stayed away from Jordan Walker in that first at bat. Walker struck out. Canning out of Santa Margarita Catholic High School in Orange County. At one point was the Orange County Register Pitcher of the Year. Throws over the first with Herrera diving back. Canning was a Gold Glove winner for the Angels in 2020. He certainly had some ups and downs there. Was out for quite a while as he had some injury problems over the course of a couple of seasons.
No!
Walker held his swing there. 1 ball, no strikes. Was finally seemingly healthy last year as a Met. Then he had the Achilles injury, which kept him out for the first month of this year as well.
You can see in the Mets uniform, he really started to find himself with a lot of confidence, and that's why, unfortunately, when he got hurt.
1 up to third. Machado, after a juggle, fires to second for 1. Over to first. It is too late to get Walker. A little brief bobble might have cost the Padres a double play. Walker is safe at first with 2 outs in the inning.
And handcuffed the Gold Glover. That ball took a hop. He hits it off his heels, still gathers himself to be able to get that lead runner. We talked about Jordan Walker. For his size, he can get up that line.
6'6", 250 pounds of Jordan Walker.
That's a tight end.
That is a Antonio Gates-like tight end.
Just throw it up.
Here is Nolan Gorman, who struck out his first time. Canning has 4 strikeouts. Both he and McGreevy have been solid so far tonight. Already the 4th inning. As Gorman takes ball 1, just 1 3-ball count for Canning. Neither pitcher has really had any hot water to deal with here early on.
Gorman is so important to their lineup because he's going to be the protector when they don't want to pitch to Walker. He's got to be able to get quality.
That's line and caught by Song, which ends the inning. Leadoff man was on, but that's it for Canning. Another 0 here in the 4th.
Time for another stage manager interview here with Greg Sandman. Griffin Canning, just his 2nd start this year, coming off the Achilles. What's he looking like out there to you?
It looks great. Changeup's really working, keeping the lefties off balance and throwing strikes.
Manny Machado has really emerged as a leader on this team. Called the special hitting session with Tatis yesterday. What has it been like watching him take over more of a leadership role in this squad?
He's been a leader ever since I've been here. You know, we all looked up to him. We followed the beat of his drum, and he's been awesome for the Padres.
Thanks, Greg.
You got it. Thank you.
It's Jackson Merrill leading off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Michael McGreevy has retired all 9 that he has faced. And that ends right here as Merrill punches a base hit to start the 4th. Big turnaround first, but he'll stay right there. Leadoff man on first base runner, first hit for the Padres.
Yeah, that's a piece of hitting by Merrill, staying on that breaking ball, likes that ball down into the nitro zone. He's starting to heat up. He's starting to have a little swagger. Merrill's such a big part of this offense. Gets a breaking ball, stays up in the zone. Earlier in the season, that's a pitch he might roll over on the ground, but staying back gives himself a base knock.
Merrill back to first on a throw over by McGreevy, who had 5 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. First time in his career doing that. His career high in a game is 7, so not usually a high strikeout guy as we talked about. When McGreevy carved up the Padres the first time through the order. See how it goes 2nd time around with Bogaerts batting here as he takes ball 1 from McGreevy. Bogaerts was one of those 5 strikeout victims for McGreevy. Willie McGee sighting on that jersey.
That's dope. I know Willie very well.
It's a foul tip for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bogaerts. Hey, D-Train.
Hey, my people. Chilling out there.
I saw you up there with the hammer and nail earlier. Is that why?
Oh, easy. I'm going to get you later for that one. Yeah, nice little sign up there. I appreciate you.
I love that.
Nice pass by Bogaerts, man. You know, he's so important in that lineup. Finally healthy. 4-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. He's had experience with the Red Sox, and so this leadership role in that uniform, along with Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis, so important to have him on the field every single day.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Bogaerts with Machado following him. Padres trying to get the offense clicking. There goes Merrill, and it's ground ball up the middle, handled by Wynn. He'll get it to first for the out on Bogaerts. Merrill to second base. This Cardinal defense up the middle can cover a lot of ground, especially Mason Wynn.
They're elitely athletic, and love that Wynn saying, hey, keep talking, because he had to stay home and see where Bogaerts placed that baseball on the ground. And gotta get out of that way, especially with that houser. Wynn's on.
1 away with Merrill now in scoring position. Padres didn't have many men in scoring position at all last night. As Machado looks at a strike following an RBI single by Bogaerts early in the game yesterday. The Padres did not have another man in scoring position last night. They finally have their first today with Merrill at second. Manny Machado second in RBIs in Padre history at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Looks like Manny's looking out over the plate, try to hit something, arms extended, has not seen many pitches in or half yet from McGreevy.
Sheets off the plate as well. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Machado.
Situation right here, McGreevy trying to stay out of the middle of the plate with that breaking ball. That's why he's making sure that it's down and away.
It's tapped foul, and it's 2-2. Padres have not scored much here at home lately. Only 7 runs in their last 4 home games. They've lost 5 of their last 6 here at Petco Park. He's already had 16 sellouts this year, and might have number 17 tonight. Pretty big crowd on hand. Here's a hard hit ball to right at Wynn. And it's academic from there. 2 outs.
So you want to talk about the lack of run production. That's part of the problem. Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis still squaring up the ball, but the runners in scoring position haven't cashed in yet. But they will get going. But right now, just sputtering along. This 2-seamer down. But that's an excellent pitch by McGreevy. That's where you want to get the power guys. You don't want them to show the ability to drive the ball in the air.
2 down, and the batter Sheets. McGreevy has been the Cardinals' best starter so far in terms of ERA, 2.52 entering today. One thing too about McGreevy, or at least the guys behind him, the Cardinals have been the best defensive team in baseball for McGreevy. The StatCast can break down fielding run value by pitcher, and the Cardinals defense has been the best behind McGreevy than any other team behind any other pitcher.
I can tell you why. I mean, he throws strikes, so you're always on your toes, and he works at a really quick pace. Like, he doesn't allow the hitter to get settled back in to collect their thoughts. He's just grip it and rip it.
2-0 the count on Sheets. That's ball 3 with Tatis on deck. McGreevy out of UC Santa Barbara. He was a first-round pick, so when you think about first-round picks always being the guys who throw 98 and the draft with that kind of potential. McGreevy was already pretty polished as a pitcher, and he's been a healthy pitcher too. Sheets out in front of that on 3-0 is a changeup darted off the plate.
Being the sequencing can't be predictable, especially when you throw 90 to 92 miles an hour, and having the confidence to throw that pitch. It's like, I'm going to throw a pitcher's pitch. If he takes it, great. Swings at it, even better.
No. There's ball 4, so that'll set up Tatis in a big spot here, as the Padres have runners on first and second with 2 away. Cardinals will have a meeting on the mound here. Herrera goes out. Prieto, the third baseman, comes over as well. First walk issued by McGreevy. Fernando Tatis, a lot has been mentioned about his lack of power to start the year. Only 13 runs batted in. The Padres will just take any kind of base hit here as they look to get on the board and take the lead against the Cardinals. Second longest homerless streak in the major leagues this year. Tatis only behind Chandler Simpson, who's kind of a slap hitter and bunts a lot for the Tampa Bay Rays. As Tatis inside out the ball down the right side, it is slicing foul.
Good pitch by McGreevy, but I like that Fernando was looking to be aggressive early in the count. Trying to drive something, but that baseball just traveled in and got deep. Jammed him just a hair.
Tatis had 25 homers last year. He's at 152 in the majors. Wow. Scripts this one foul. Tatis only 2 home runs behind Dave Winfield for the 5th most in Padre history. And only 11 behind Nate Colbert, who was the previous record holder before Manny Machado broke that record a couple of years ago. It's a little bit high to Tatis, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Excellent sequence by McGreevy. He threw the slider down and away, got Tatis to swing at it and stood him up with that fastball inner half at the top of the zone.
Merrill at second base, Sheets at first. And Tatis lays off there. So fighting back into the count. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Busier inning for McGreevy after retiring the first 9 in a row. You see where Tatis sits on the Padre all-time home run list. And he could very easily be number 2 by the end of the season or even by the All-Star break. Just got to get 1 first as he chops 1 foul past third. Base hit and a walk, giving the Padres some action in this inning. First base runners tonight against Michael McGreevy. 2-2 on Tatis. And it's ball 3. Now the runners will start up. So McGreevy ahead 0-2. Loses Tatis. It's back-to-back walks. And that loads the bases for Andujar.
Excellent at bat by Tatis Jr. to be able to spoil good pitches. Take a couple close pitches off the plate to fight back in the count and elongate this inning.
Miguel Andujar lined out to center field his first time. Before Andujar gets a chance, the Cardinals send out their pitching coach, Dusty Blake, as McGreevy teeters here in what could end up being a low-scoring game. Certainly was here last night when the Cardinals won it 2-1. So far, St. Louis offensively has not done much with Griffin Canning.
Yeah, I like this mound visit from McGreevy because there's a situation where it feels like the game is starting to speed up. He doesn't have the sharpness. Looks like he's trying to overthrow that slider. It's like, let's just focus here and bear down on Andujar. And like I said earlier in the ball game, he is a difficult out no matter what uniform he's in. He's going to get a quality at bat.
23 pitches in this inning for McGreevy. And the Padres have the bases loaded with Andujar on his way to the plate. Padres have visited Slam Diego once already this year. Xander Bogaerts has the only Padre Grand Slam this season. That's a strike on the swing. No balls and a strike on Andujar, who's hit 3 Grand Slams in his career.
Looks like Miguel is trying to ambush a fastball from McGreevy and guess wrong.
Padres trying to break through here in the 4th inning with the bases loaded. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Andujar. There's a lot of pitches for McGreevy piling up all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's because that slider, he's doing his best to stay out of the middle, but sometimes you overcook it and try to overthrow that slider, and it turns into a non-competitive pitch.
Merrill at third base led off this inning with a base hit. McGreevy has walked a couple of hitters with 2 outs to load the bases. Ground ball to short. Mason Wynn able to handle a funny hop, and his throw is true to end the inning. McGreevy had to battle, but he does not give up a run in the 4th. Padres leave him loaded.
Is this healthy? Is this healthy? No? Oreos? It's just 2. Why? Carbohydrates. Double stuff. If you eat 1, we're gonna score 10 runs. ¿Sí o no? Bro, you don't want us to score 10?
You want us to score 10 runs.
Jose Fermin is mic'd up in the Cardinal dugout. He is asking the question I always ask: is this item I'm about to eat healthy? Usually the answer is no.
But you can't go wrong with the Oreos, though, Weezy. Rally Oreos are very important.
Mason Wynn leads off here in the 5th inning. A pitcher's duel is broken out between Griffin Canning and Michael McGreevy. McGreevy struggled a bit in the 4th inning. A couple of 2-out walks loaded the bases, but he was able to get out of it. Canning has had very little traction behind him. The Cardinals have yet to even put a man in scoring position.
Both these starters have really had a good feel of the changeup, and they've thrown it to get ahead and really put hitters away.
Lined up the middle, a base hit for Mason Wynn. The Cardinals have their 3rd hit. It's the 2nd straight inning with a leadoff single. And Wynn with good speed is on to begin the 5th. Right now we will send it to our studio with an update. Lauren Gardner.
Wait, let's go ahead and get you up to the 5 to the Braves and the Dodgers. Bottom 2, Kyle Tucker with an RBI double. Check this out. Teoscar Hernandez is going to dig deep, get on his horse, and cross to make it a 1-1 game here in the 3rd.
You know, back in your playing days when you were coming up with the Marlins and you were a world champion in 2003, when do you start paying attention to the Braves at that time for you guys? Just like the Padres, they know that's going to be them in the Dodgers. When do you start paying attention to what that team is doing?
From spring training, because they had a stronghold on the East, and so it was almost like who's going to come in second in that wild card, and you didn't have as many wild card spots back then too, so you had to win 92 games, 95 games to get into the postseason, and so, you know, going up against those Hall of Famers of Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz and Gary Sheffield, and you know, so they were a veteran-led team, and so you know that your rival is going to bring the best out of you and force you to play good baseball.
1 ball, 1 strike on Church. And I think that's the overarching point for the Padres and the Dodgers is that, well, they know that each other is going to be there in the end, and really it's the Padres that are going to have to knock out the champion in that regard. The Dodgers aren't sweating the Padres nearly as much as you'd think the Padres are paying attention to the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have now won the World Series in back-to-back years. They've won the National League West basically every year for the better part of over a decade now. It's the Padres are going to have to be the ones to dethrone them, and they're going to have to take whatever shot they can to do so.
Oh, I mean, let's keep it real. The Padres forced that Dodger group to be better.
So one up to first, off the glove of Sheets, handled by Song, the second baseman to Canning, who's late to cover, and everybody's safe. Church is aboard. Wynn goes to second base. Padres almost were able to pull that off after Sheets couldn't grab the high hopper. Song was in position, but Canning was a little bit late, couldn't beat Church to the bag.
Yeah, tipping off that glove. Great awareness by Song to be able to get over there. Griffin just a couple steps too late. Hesitated and did a little hop, thinking that Sheets was going to be able to knock that ball down. And that's what allowed Church to get that base hit.
Cardinals have good speed on the bases after back-to-back hits to start this inning. Now the Padres will have a meeting on the mound.
Yeah, you cannot assume Griffin doing that little hop gave Church enough time, and so you've got to be able to get over there, especially in that situation.
And is there any mental block there for Canning coming off an Achilles injury, fielding his position?
Could be, absolutely could be, but I just think that he's so used and sure that Sheets was going to be able to come up with that ball and take that back himself. Had a little hop skip.
This was the injury that Canning suffered with the Mets last year. Just kind of gave out on him. Nothing direct as far as fielding his position last year.
Overextended, you can almost see the pop. The back of that mound, really unfortunate because he was outstanding for the Mets up until that point.
This is Prieto with the Padres pinching in at the corners, more than pinching really. Machado and Sheets both pretty aggressively coming down the line. Prieto not bunting as he fouls one away. Ramon Urias on the injured list as well for the Cardinals, along with Lars Nootbaar. So a team that's already relying on young players, keeping that trend up with a couple of whatever type of veterans there are out with injuries. 1 ball, 1 strike on Prieto, came from Cuba. Mason Wynn at second base, Church at first, 2 fast base runners available. Now 2 balls and a strike to count.
Excellent take by Prieto. He's looking to that left side of that diamond. Xander Bogaerts is playing right on top of Mason Wynn.
There's the changeup from Canning to get a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Good sequence by Canning, throwing 2 fastballs in, and all of a sudden that changeup looks so enticing. Bottom drops out of that pitch.
Cardinals do bunt a lot generally, but not offering a bunt here from Prieto. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Canning comes back to get the punch out.
Excellent pitch call right there. He saw Prieto pulling out on that first changeup, doubles up with the changeup. Not much you can do with that pitch down in the zone.
1 away. That's the 5th strikeout for Canning, his first since the 2nd inning. A big out recorded with Victor Scott coming up. Not sure if you bunt with 1 out, but if you did, this would be the guy to do it. Scott bunts more than anybody.
Leads the majors with 7 sack bunts already, and so that's his calling card. Providing speed and forcing the defense to play clean.
It seems like an opportunity where at least you'd move the guys around a little bit. You have speed everywhere on the Cardinals side. Wynn at second base, Church at first, and Scott at the plate as he slaps one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Situation where they tell Scott, we'll give you 1, maybe 2 in this situation, but got to be able to get that ball on the ground. Scott's going to be difficult to double up. That's his ball is hit hard right directly at Xander Bogaerts.
Scott popped out his first time to Machado as Canning looks to second base. Canning has a good pickoff move both at first and second. See the sack bunts. Nobody else with more than 4 aside from Scott, who has 7. It's 2 balls and 1 strike here with the top of the order Weatherholt on deck. Canning at 71 pitches. Padres weren't expecting him to go too far beyond 75 or 80 today. Still working his way back. That's a strike, and it's 2-2. Well, Scott challenged it. Sometimes you see the umpires are sticklers about how long it takes for a batter to tap his helmet. Wow. Scott took a beat there, but that call will be overturned. He was granted that challenge, and it's now 3 balls and a strike on the speedy Scott.
Put Scott in a situation that 3-1 count to try to drive something.
There's ball 4. So Canning with a walk loads the bases. It's the top of the order coming up in Weatherholt. This turned out to be a big challenge. You see Scott kind of look and then tap his helmet. It was not immediate, and we've seen around the league some umpires won't allow that challenge there.
What's the gray area? Is it a couple beats? Is it a second count? You know, you're seeing different umpires have different formats and reasoning behind that.
We do have Brian Gorman, our umpire reviewer, joining us via Zoom. And now, Brian, this was ABS, something that has been created since you've retired. But as far as what your interpretation is of that, could Corey Blazer have told Victor Scott that he took too long?
Yeah, he started going into the gray area. You have to do it immediately, but your interpretation of immediate might be 1 second to 4 seconds. So they're trying to talk about it a little bit, but I think immediate, probably within 3 seconds. I think he was okay by stepping out. He thought about it a little bit, then he tapped his head. The term immediate is subjective, so we might have to go back to the drawing board on immediate.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. Brian Gorman, powered by Zoom. As Victor Scott draws a walk, and now they're loaded. Weatherholt is the batter. The Cardinals looking for the lead here in the 5th. As Weatherholt on a check swing fouls it off. Remember, the Padres left the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Cardinals right back here in the top of the 5th. with a chance to grab the lead instead.
Both these starters are going to have to make pitches now, especially the way they were going cruising early in the ball game.
Downstairs to Weatherhold, 1 ball, 1 strike. A walk to Scott, the first issued by Canning today. Weatherhold's been busy, 18 runs batted in, hitting in this leadoff spot for the Cardinals tonight. He's 0 for 2 in this game. It's a hard ground ball, base hit to right. It scores Mason Wade. Now the ball gets by Tatis and rolls all the way to the wall. Church scores. Scott is around. Here comes Weatherhold. He's going to make it all the way home. It's a Little League grand slam for J.J. Weatherhold, and the Cardinals have a 4-0 lead. There would have been at least 1 run, possibly 2 on the base hit. The Tatis error clears the bases, and all 4 score as the Cardinals go ahead 4-0.
And JJ, once he saw that, he was flying.
There's a bouncer in the hole. It's short, smothered by Bogarts. His throw is too late. Herrera's 3 for 3. As he has an infield hit following this Little League grand slam. And what was a base hit for Weatherhold, an error on Tatis, and a 4-run play for the Cardinals.
Fernando looked a little bit late to receive that baseball into the glove because he wanted to see if he had a throw at the plate, and it cost him. JJ was running so fast that everything shook off him. The arm guard, the shin guard, the helmet.
Surprised he still had the uniform on by the time he was flying around there. There's a strike to Burleson. It's the first error from Tatis. The Padres with the fewest errors committed in the National League this year. That's only their 9th as a team. Well, what a costly one it was, as the Cardinals get 4 on 1 play. Here's a minor fair down the left field side from Burleson. As it goes up along the sidewall over to third base. Herrera throw to second. Burleson has a double, and the Cardinals try to keep pouring it on here in the 5th.
Excellent piece of hitting by Burleson, being able to reach out there. And from Canning, you have to look out over the plate because the sinking action to the arm side, a little bit of a Chiro-esque. Just fillets that baseball down the line and keeps the party going.
So now it is Jordan Walker, who is 0 for 2 today. Weatherhold was only given 1 RBI officially for his base hit. Well, I think you could make the argument for 2. Would have been an interesting play had Tatis come up with the ball with Church, who runs well on his way home. It officially goes down as a 3-run error on Tatis.
Feeling thus far that that one single play took the air out of this stadium. Platinum Glove Award winner making a costly mistake, and you can tell in that situation he feels like he let his teammate down and wants to get back in the dugout to try to do some damage to help him out.
Sitting as far from over as Walker draws a walk, and the Cardinals load the bases again. This might be the end of the road for Canning anyway. A defensive letdown in right field by Fernando Tatis Jr. has opened the door for the Cardinals to not only take the lead, but potentially have a humongous inning here.
Fernando hustling, and his eyes were late to get down and see where the baseball needed to be received because he wanted to make a play and a throw at the plate.
A little more stalling with the bullpen up. Yuki Matsui throwing for San Diego. Canning about to exit here with Jordan Walker due up, or rather with Nolan Gorman due up after Walker just drew a walk to load the bases. Here comes Craig Stammen. 4-0 the Cardinals lead, looking for more here in the 5th.
Oh, yeah! Sit down! Gotta go! Yeah! Go! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Go!
Officially, it goes down as an RBI single and a 3-run error, but you know, colloquially, it's a Little League grand slam for J.J. Weatherholt.
That's why you never turn down the Rally Orioles, Wayne. Never.
Yuki Matsui is on the mound for the Padres. This is his first appearance at the major league level this year. Swing and miss by Nolan Gorman. No balls and 1 strike. Matsui had a groin strain that kept him out for the first handful of weeks of the season. Kyle Hart was sent to AAA when Matsui returned. Had a pretty good year for the Padres last year. He's in the left-handed batting Nolan Gorman. Count no balls, 2 strikes.
Very deceptive with the wind-up. Obviously, you're seeing the movement with that slider. Very tough cover for left-handed batters.
And he wears an unusual number for a pitcher, number 1. Yuki Matsui. Gorman with a ground ball, base hit right field. Another run is in. Herrera comes home. Burleson will stop at third base. This time Tatis gets it in quickly. And the Cardinals now 5-0 lead. RBI for Nolan Gorman.
Yeah, Matsui just making a mistake. That's too good of a pitch, especially being ahead in the count. Tried to trick Gorman with that fastball. Gorman, excellent job, short swing, not trying to get big in that situation. Giving himself an RBI knock.
Now Mason Wynn, who led off this inning with a base hit, is the 10th Cardinal batter here in the 5th. Already a 5-run inning, still just 1 out. As Wynn comes up empty on that fastball upstairs. 3rd time this year the Cardinals have batted around in an inning. Aided along by the Tatis error, but still 8 out of the 9 have reached safely in this inning as well. There have been 5 singles, a double, and 2 walks. 5 runs. That's a good changeup from Matsui. 0-2.
We talked about it in the beginning of the ball game. This lineup being able to grind you down, and if you give free passes and make mistakes, they can put up runs in bunches. And you can tell this energy in the Cardinal dugout right now that they really believe that they can do some damage in the Central.
There's a fly ball to left field. We'll see if it's deep enough for Burleson to think about tagging from 3rd. Mariano with that great arm fires it toward the plate, but Burleson beats the throw. It's an RBI for Mason Wynn. 6-0 in favor of St. Louis.
Mariano known for that great throwing arm, but with the transfer to the throwing hand, had to gather himself just a tick to be able to make that throw.
It's another run for the Cardinals. All the runs charged to Griffin Canning in this inning. And only allowed a couple of hits in the first 4. The Cardinals didn't even have a man in scoring position in the first 4 innings today. But here in the 5th, they have brought 6 around. Now Nathan Church, who came home on that Tatis error earlier in this inning, bats for the 2nd time. Swing and a miss, no balls and 1 strike. Well, you know, I wonder if we get it to Weatherholt again and he has a chance with the bases loaded again. Fernando Tatis Sr. is the only player in Major League history with 2 traditional grand slams in 1 inning. You know, we could see Weatherholt take a shot at 2 Little League grand slams in 1 inning.
I don't think Fernando's going to make that same mistake twice, but JJ definitely has some power to put it in the seats as well.
Cardinals send the runners throw to 3rd, and that will end the inning as Walker is caught stealing by Fermin. Big inning for St. Louis. 6 runs, 4 of them on one play. It turned into a Little League grand slam under the glove of Tatis. And J.J. Weatherhold, who was just in Little League about 5 minutes ago, comes all the way around. It is 6-0 Cardinals. Our Goodyear drone cam keeping us with these fresh shots of Petco Park in downtown San Diego tonight. And the harbor, the ocean. We'll get you everything.
Everything you need, Weezy. You're having a good time in San Diego.
How could you not have a good time?
It is a blast out here. Too bad I can't hang out. Gotta get back to Arizona.
You got a big weekend ahead of you.
Oh, man. Baby girl graduating. Super proud of her.
Ramon Laureano leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Cardinals with a 6-0 lead against the Padres. They keep churning out graduates, and this whole shtick's not going to work as good anymore.
You know, McGreevy back to the baseball game. We'll see if he's able to settle down and really put a shutdown inning, and that's so important to a young starter. How do you respond being cooled down? Because of the pace in the first 4 innings, it was back and forth, and him and Griffin Canning were going toe-to-toe, and then all of a sudden, you know, they both ran into trouble, and he made that big pitch to get that ground ball, and so let's see if he continues to build off that.
Get himself in line for the win if he gets through this inning, and he strikes out Ramon Laureano to begin this bottom of the 5th. 1 away as McGreevy now has 6 strikeouts. That's only 1 shy of his career high.
Yeah, that changeup today with the depth change of that pitch. Padres hitters are having a difficult time recognizing that pitch, and with the movement of that fastball, it tunnels off it. Every time you feel like you get a gauge of that velocity, even if you do, the movement down gets you to swing over the top of it.
Freddie Fermin struck out his first time. Former Royals catcher. He was the backup for Salvador Perez for a few years. Splitting the catching duty with Campusano, who is out. So Fermin will get a little bit more opportunity to get his batting average up. Very good catcher, though. Great thrower behind the plate.
1-1.
Traded to the Padres last July, and San Diego gave up a couple of arms to get him. Ryan Berger and Stephen Kolek. 1 ball, 1 strike on Fermin. Lead on the fastball, 1-2. Did you pitch differently with a big lead?
You try not to. You try to continue to keep that edge, and it seems like McGreevy's being aggressive and not taking that foot off the gas, because that's how you allow offense to be able to chip away and fight back and swing the momentum. And so you still have to continue to keep that mentality saying, hey, it's still 0-0. Continue to still have my presence, my pace, my aggression to continue to fill the strike zone up with quality pitches.
McGreevy ahead here, 1-2, and that's just off the corner to Fermin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals with a 6-run top of the 5th, 4 on 1 play. J.J. Weatherhold with a base hit. He would have scored at least 1 anyway, but under the glove of Tatis, it rolled all the way to the wall, and everybody scored. 3-2 the count now on Fermin. Bouncing ball in the hole, it's short. Mason Wynn gets to show off the arm.
And I love that he really worked his body around the baseball so he didn't have to backhand that. And you knew when this kid's on that back leg, you knew that was going to see the arm strength. And that is not an easy play from Burleson with that sinker. Making sure you catch that baseball and not hit the top hand, man, because you break your hand with that velocity.
That's a power sinker coming from the shortstop position and Win. Here's Song looking at a strike. He should win Gold Glove winner in the National League. Not as strong as of an arm you'll find for an infielder. No balls, 2 strikes, the count on Song.
Mason Wynn talked about his relationship with the great Ozzie Smith and having consistent work ethic and really taking pride every single day to be that factor. Basically telling hitters, you are out every time you hit the ball to me. You see me glove that baseball.
A rollover toward first foul. Padres have only managed one hit against McGreevy tonight. It was Jackson Merrill with the leadoff knock in the 4th inning. McGreevy was perfect in the first 3 in this game. Typically first 2 times through the order he's tough to square up, a little more so the 3rd time, but he's already at 83 pitches, so don't see many swings 3rd time around tonight anyway. He's trying to get through 5 with a big lead intact right now. It's 1 ball 2 strikes on Song. Swing and a miss, strike 3. McGreevy has tied his career high with 7 strikeouts. He's put up 5 scoreless innings at Petco Park tonight. Look at our Adobe standout score. J.J. Weatherhold's base hit gave the Cardinals the lead, and then some after it rolled under the glove of Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, it felt like any miscue was going to blow this game open, especially how well the starters were throwing. But the Cardinals did a good job of providing some traffic and really getting on the board with this lineup depth.
6 runs, 6 hits in the 5th inning, and now a 6-0 lead entering the 6th. As Nathan Church leads it off. He scored on that Tatis error, was one of 3 to come around after the error, including Weatherhold himself. Meanwhile, Michael McGreevy, 5 one-hit shutout innings tonight. 7 strikeouts has matched his career high. A little tapper charging in for it is Bogarts, who throws on the run to retire Church. 1 out here in the 6th. We'll go downstairs. Here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Luis Campusano fouled the ball off his toe on Tuesday. He's not expected to be out long, but he is put on the IL. Padres needed a catcher, and Rodolfo Duran got the call. He's a career minor leaguer, signed out of the DR in 2014. He's bounced around to different organizations. But Michael King went to Craig Stammen when Duran was called up just yesterday. He said, hey, I'd be happy to throw to him. I love throwing him to him in spring training. So he made his major league debut last night, guys, after 11 years in the minor leagues.
Here's a pop-up on the infield in foul ground. Machado is after it, and he'll make the running catch. 2 away here in the 6th inning. That's one of the few bright spots for the Padres so far in this series, although San Diego 22-15 to start the year under their new manager Craig Stammen. You know, a lot more notoriety for Craig as a major league manager than as a longtime major league reliever.
You know what, and I love his manager interview because, you know, he's a man of few words in the sense of that, but he keeps it simple. You know, asking the question of, you know, anybody you kind of spoke to about this newfound role, and he said, my financial advisor, who's a big baseball guy. And so got a little laugh at that, but he keeps it simple, and he believes in his guys, and he's been around these guys, and so there's some familiarity with not only the ball players but the staff as well.
He joined the Padres front office as soon as his playing days ending. Just 41 years old, the new manager of the Padres, who had 13 years as a big league reliever, and was on this Padre ball club for a while, from 2017 through 22. And both of these managers have one thing in common. They both immediately replaced Mike Shildt. Oliver Marmol replaced Shildt as the manager of the Cardinals, and Stammen doing so after Shildt left the Padres following the end of last season. 2 balls and a strike on Victor Scott. There's a bunt first base side. Should be easy for Matsui, who makes the play. 1-2-3 on a 7-pitch 6th inning. StatCast powered by Google Cloud as we see Michael McGreevy ripping through 5 innings tonight.
Yeah, I love the pitch mix, and you can see right there the ability to change eye level. You see the sinker command, but the change up to me is his best pitch, be able to tunnel off that sinker. And he's thrown it in the beginning of the count, as well as being able to show the ability to finish guys with that same pitch.
He's fanned 7, which ties a career high. He's only allowed 1 hit. It was to Merrill, who led off the 4th inning with a single. And now in the 6th, lines out to Weatherholt on the first pitch. 1 away, we'll go down to Heidi.
But when you may notice Michael McGreevy shaking off his catcher, he's a guy, he studies the opposing hitters and prepares so intensely. He knows what he wants to throw to each player. Ollie Marmol told me he pairs well with Ivan Herrera from that respect, but he's going to go through each start the next day, pitch by pitch, to see what he liked and how he can improve.
It's a whole viewing session that McGreevy takes upon himself, and it really goes over with a fine-tooth comb how he does from pitch to pitch.
And I love that. You know, I mean, how the hitters attack you, it gives you a ton of confidence where you know you're prepared, you understand pitch shape, pitch mix.
What were your study sessions like when you were a pitcher coming in?
I always watch the last 3 lefties that offense faced. And so whether it's Tom Glavine, Scott Olson, how their lineup was structured and how much success they had and who was in the lineup. But again, nobody's doing the leg kick like me, so you know what I mean, there are certain things, and then once I got a book out on them, tend to have success.
It's Gordon Graceffo warming up in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Cardinal bullpen has been pretty good. Riley O'Brien especially good, although we might not need O'Brien tonight if this lead holds up.
He got up last night, so if Marmol can help it and not provide him in his ball game tonight.
1-2, and a wave and a miss. Strike 3. There's a new career high. 8 strikeouts from Michael McGreevy as he punches out Bogarts for the 2nd time.
And you can tell right now McGreevy's just having the mound presence and wherewithal every time he's throwing a sinker or a changeup, and then all of a sudden throws a little wrinkle of that breaking ball, and so he's changing speeds well, he's changing eye level well. He's just keeping his hitters off balance, besides that one hiccup at that end.
Such a throwback quality to the way McGreevy does this. A strike to Machado in its own one. Even in terms of his own development, he threw a lot of innings in the minor leagues, which you don't even really see. The guys with the big power arms, they don't even make it to 100 innings a lot of times over the course of a minor league season. There's so much carefulness that when you finally get to see them in the major leagues, then they have all these limitations. They're not able to go past 5 innings. They're not able to go past 100 innings in a season. Certainly 100 pitches is a speed limit for most pitchers anyway. But this kind of development from McGreevy, generally, you just don't see as much either.
Well, that's how they developed starters back when I came up. Learning how to navigate out of trouble, learning how to get to 5 innings. How do you stay healthy to be able to throw 150, 180 plus innings in the minor leagues? And so you're seeing more injuries, and the way he's spinning the baseball now the 3rd time around the lineup, man.
No problem for McGreevy tonight. 9 strikeouts, 6 1-hit shutout innings. Who cares what StatCast says?
Just gonna ask you about your homer. Let's call it a homer. Okay. Little league homer. I mean, that's good. Got a hit. Bases loaded. Homer. Let's call it a homer.
And then he missed it, and I ran.
Super fast.
And now my legs hurt.
You'll be fine. Hey, some ice later after a game. You're fine.
J.J. Weatherholt, who had that RBI hit in the 5th inning, which turned into a Little League grand slam thanks to a 3-run error by Fernando Tatis Jr. Leading off here in the 7th.
Seems to be a young man's game, and J.J. Weatherholt is right in the middle of that. And you're seeing some young, talented ball players.
We talked to Oliver Marmol about that. He said, well, it's a young man's game basically because the young men are getting called up and asked to play it. He didn't seem totally convinced that, you know, the best players under the age of 25 would be major league stars 10 years ago. But he said the way things are now, these guys with talent show up a lot quicker, and that front offices just want to squeeze out as much of these guys as they can, just with any potential that they show.
Especially if you have control, contract control, and everybody can't be the Dodgers or the Padres where they have multiple guys making 30, 40 million a year.
2-2 on Weatherholt. Number 7 pick in 2024. We said it earlier, a lot of guys have already gotten to the big leagues from this draft. I mean, Nick Kurtz has already turned into a star for the A's. Chase Burns has certainly looked good for the Reds. Savage was big in the World Series last year and in the playoffs for the Blue Jays. Check swing. Letterholt went too far. Strike 3. Guys certainly get to the big leagues more quickly, whether that's good for their growth or for the overall product. I guess that could be debated, but they're here and they are performing.
Now, in fairness to these organizations, I mean, if you looked at that list, there's a lot of talent that's impactful already at the big league level, and so you're definitely leaning on your scouting department. You're leaning on the little development that they have in your uniform in the minor leagues, and some of these guys, a lot of the guys in the Angels uniform, they're in the big leagues for about a pay period and rode one bus, and then they're they don't know anything about that Peter Pan peanut butter and the heat. They don't know anything about that, that 15-hour bus ride. Train, no.
Ivan Herrera has 3 hits today. Every time I watch this guy, he's getting hits somewhere.
You know what? He's on time with the leg kick, getting back down, and not trying to do too much with the swing. When you look at Tatis Jr. right now, he looks in between about when he should engage the baseball. Herrera does not.
No balls, 2 strikes on Herrera. Scored his last time as he takes one in the dirt from Matsui. Well, we talked about the Padres and the Dodgers element in the National League West. Well, as the Cardinals have gotten off to a great start, they got their own rival to worry about. The Cubs won again tonight. They've had 2 separate 10-game winning streaks already this year. Cubs are 27-12.
And they don't lose at Wrigley. I know you're a Cubs fan, but nobody saw that coming. And this man is a hitting machine.
Every single time I see this guy, he's doing this. 4 hits today for Ivan Herrera. And he's on again with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Cubs beat the Rangers tonight, so they're 15 games above 500 in what's been a highly competitive National League Central to start the year. Cubs and Cardinals haven't played each other yet. They certainly will. 13 games ahead for the 2 rivals. But if St. Louis wants to catch anyone by surprise this year, they're going to need the Cubs to cool off. First career 4-hit game for Herrera as he's on with 1 out. Burleson, the batter here, he doubled and scored earlier. It's a sharp ground ball through for a base hit. Herrera will make his way to third base. It's the 2nd hit for Burleson tonight. The Cardinals with runners on the corners. Cardinals have been under 500 2 of the last 3 years. That's rare. Have to go back to the late 90s for the last time that happened. They've missed the playoffs in 4 straight years for the first time since 1988 through 1995 if they don't make it this year. And that time will tell. Right now the Cardinals are off to a good start. They got off to a pretty good start last year though too.
Playing better defense. You're getting more consistency from the rotation. And you're seeing offensive growth from people like this man right here.
Certainly have seen that from Walker, who drew a base on balls his last time, hitting over 300 to start the year. Says he just doesn't want to think about the mechanics, talk about anything with regard to that. He just wants to go up there and see the ball and hit the ball, basically.
Keep it simple, and he's a young man that's dealt with already some adversity, being sent down, hitting the ball a ton on the ground. We highlighted that in the open about just the hand movement and just the little things that really get you in the power position to be successful. But you can tell so far he's playing with a ton of confidence and is working on an all-star caliber half.
2 balls, no strikes on Walker here. 3-0 the count. Matsui has to have a pretty long appearance here in his first major league outing of the year. Nolan Gorman on deck. Matsui nearing 30 pitches. Dodgers are ahead of the Braves at Dodger Stadium tonight 2-1. Shohei has an RBI, so does Kyle Tucker to back Emmett Sheehan tonight. Braves have been a good story too. They're 26-12. Braves and Cubs ahead of the Dodgers in record so far.
When you look at Atlanta, you want to talk about core groups. Albies and Olsen and Drake Baldwin, who they got to get in front of to pay because he's looking like one of the premier catchers on both sides of the plate. And they get Acuna Jr. going.
Ball 4 to Walker. He walks for the second straight time. And that will load the bases with 1 out. We've got a Sunday night soccer doubleheader this weekend starting at 6:30 Eastern. Minnesota United playing host to Austin FC. Then we'll cap off the weekend with Sun Young Min and LAFC battling Houston. All coverage right here on Apple TV. Ruben Niebla is out to talk to Matsui here as he loads the bases with 1 out in this inning thanks to 2 singles and a walk. Nolan Gorman is due up. Mentioned that 10-game winning streak for the Cubs. 2 separate 10-game winning streaks this early in a season. Have to go back to the 1955 world champion Brooklyn Dodgers for the last time that happened.
We got something special going on in Wrigley. The Cardinals do too, and so that's going to be exciting in that race. And you're really going to see just the poise of this young team and what they can do against that talented Cubs lineup. There's a lot of similarities if you look at how their lineups are structured, where you can see the Cardinals that they can grind you down and really force you to throw strikes, force you to play clean baseball, and they have speed, they have power as well, and so I think that's going to be fun.
And can't count out the Brewers either. They are usually at the top of that division by the end of it all. Pittsburgh is a better ball club too. Reds were a playoff team last year, so there's a lot of talent in that National League Central this year. Ball 1 to Nolan Gorman. All 5 teams still above 500, even with the Reds' recent losing streak. At least that was the case entering today. Cincinnati lost again today, defeated by Houston 10-0. So the Reds have lost 8 in a row now. Strike to Gorman. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gorman had a big cut there. 1-2 the count.
Gorman looking for that slider action for Matsui, guessed right. Just got caught a tad out in front.
Gorman a career high 27 home runs in 2023. Looked like he was just about to start taking off. Has not been nearly the same hitter of the last couple of years. Been a little better this year so far. He strikes out here, and that's 2 down in the 7th.
Split action up in the zone and backed up just enough to tie up Gorman.
Base is still loaded. Mason Wynn will bat. 5th time the Cardinals have had a plate appearance with the bases full today. And the one with Weatherholt will get all the highlights after he rounded the bases following a ball that Tatis couldn't scoop in right field. McGreevy going to go back out.
He looks locked in. He has not sat down, and he's been bouncing around. He wants this ball game. They finally have scored some runs for him. Talked about how he struggled a little bit against the San Diego Padres, allowing 11 runs in 10 innings pitched and 2 starts.
Cepho is still throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. He's plenty ready by now.
Greavy has that I'm done for the day hair. We all have that. After a good solid start, you start to smile a little bit. Your heart rate starts to come down a little bit. Everybody talks about how good your stuff was, especially you're hanging around likely with some of the other starters on the rotation. What did you see from Tatis? What did you see from Machado? How do you hold that? You get a lot of that.
This has maybe been McGreevy's best big league outing, giving up just 1 hit with 9 strikeouts. So his first start of the year, he went 6 innings with no hits allowed. Mason Wynn, it's a liner up the middle. It is handled on the short out by Song, which ends the inning. Yuki Matsui allows the Cardinals to load him up, but they don't score. It is still 6-0 behind Michael McGreevy and the Redbirds tonight in San Diego.
Thank you so much.
Lauren Gardner with your Apple TV studio update. Braves, Dodgers in LA, bottom 5. Shohei Ohtani with an RBI single to right. Miguel Rojas will score, and the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. Wayne?
Lauren, thank you very much. It is 6-0 in favor of the Cardinals here. St. Louis back into their bullpen. Gordon Graceffo replaces McGreevy, who struck out 9, allowed just 1 hit. The 9 strikeouts, a career high. Gavin Sheets pops up the first pitch here in the bottom of the 7th. As Prieto makes kind of a basket catch, 1 out. Most strikeouts by a Cardinal pitcher in a game this season, with McGreevy punching out 9. Take you around the league. Tarek Skubal still with no timetable after having surgery to remove a loose body from his elbow. It sounds like he could be back sooner than later. Robbie Snelling making his major league debut for Miami, former Padre farmhand. Snelling pitching against the Washington Nationals for the Marlins.
I mean, that's Skubal. That's a devastating blow, and not only he's one of the best, if not the best arm in baseball, next to Paul Skeens. There's a lot of injuries to that Detroit Tiger rotation that they felt like they addressed, and so. And then, the WBC thing where he sat out to avoid something like this, it's really unfortunate.
You really almost can't even run from it. Tatis pops it up. Walker calls everybody off to make the catch. I mean, it seems like if guys are going to get hurt, they're going to get hurt. That's why you might as well just pitch these guys. You might as well just develop them to go longer distances and pitch more instead of less if they're going to get hurt anyway.
To throw the ball max effort at that type of velocity, and I get it. If you're a Ferrari, it sounds like it wants to go fast even when it's going slow. I get it, but being able to change speeds and really be efficient will help that.
It can't be more efficient than Graceffo in this 7th inning. 5 pitches to get 3 outs.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, presented by Goodyear. Tonight's odds courtesy of BetMGM. We're looking at the NL Cy Young Award. Now, it's not often given to a reliever, but Mason Miller is at least making a good argument. The last reliever to win a Cy Young Award was Eric Gagne in 2003. Emmanuel Clase finished 3rd in 2024 after a 47-save season and a 0.61 ERA. But since joining the Padres, Miller has 21 appearances at Petco Park. He's allowed just 2 runs in 22 innings, guys.
The strikeout numbers have been ridiculous for Miller. 34 in 17 innings so far this year. This one might have been off the glove of Peralta. Scooped by Bogarts, who fired it into the camera well. Nathan Church on to begin this inning, and he'll be awarded second base, I would imagine.
Yeah, Xander got caught in between. There was a miscommunication of who's going to take that baseball and then transfer. Wasn't able to put enough fingers on that baseball and tried to just shot put that ball over there. Went right into the camera well.
A look of horror on one of the fans' faces there. I mean, he didn't throw it that hard. It's okay.
You're just not expecting that. Especially in that seat. Even hit a little bit of the camera. You know them cameras ain't cheap.
I give Church a base hit, and Bogarts takes second on the air. Here's Church going to third base as Bogarts gets the out on Prieto at first. Wandy Peralta, the new pitcher for the Padres.
Yeah, the veteran left-hander coming in, just trying to get some work in and keep this game as is.
6-0 is how it is. The Padres only have 1 hit. Michael McGreevy shut them down, striking out 9 tonight. Here's Victor Scott looking at a strike. Second time this year McGreevy has had a 6-inning start, giving up either 1 hit or no hits. Allowed no hits in his season debut against the Rays. He's now allowed just 29 hits in 45 innings for the year. Bouncing ball, runner coming home, firing to the plate. Song gets the out. Church thrown out at home by Song.
Defense at his finest. Song doing a good job of the transfer, and the throw is to the third base side for Mean. Excellent pick. That throw leads right into the runner. Bang, bang play at home plate.
Well, ultimately, Church and Song go together.
Hallelujah.
2 outs with Scott now at first base. As Weatherholt fouls one away. Padres have now made 2 errors in this game. I mentioned they only had 8 entering today. Fewest in the National League, tied with the A's for the fewest in the major leagues. And the second time this year San Diego's committed 2 errors in 1 game. It was J.J. Weatherholt's base hit in the 5th inning that rolled by Tatis and turned into a 4-run play. Weatherholt singled with the bases loaded to score Mason Wynn. After the Tatis error, the bases became unloaded. Liner to center, that ends the inning. It is 6-0 in favor of the Cardinals here at Petco Park. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Cardinals Hall of Fame will feature Albert Pujols later this summer. His 700th home run right here on Apple TV back in September of 2022. I feel a little bad though for Bill Shordell, who is joining Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina posthumously in the Cardinal Hall of Fame this summer. Why don't they just let Albert and Yadi go in together and let Bill Shordell have his day on another day? I want to get overshadowed by 2 of the all-time modern Cardinal greats.
Bill say, I'm not overshadowed. Speak for yourself.
Bill Shordell, who was with the Cardinals from 1918 through 1932, will be entering the Cardinal Hall of Fame this summer with Pujols and Molina.
All the talented ball players and all the different eras of the Cardinals. You know, that was the one thing I always noticed every time I got a chance to play them, and the rich history, the championships, the players, the personalities, the fans. Went up against Chris Carpenter one time and seen that pitcher's duel, and Albert Pujols had a hitting streak my rookie year, and I gave up a double to him. You know, they clapped for us both. You know, it's just a great baseball town.
Bill Shordell was on the 1926 World Championship Cardinal team. They beat the Yankees in Game 7 of the World Series at Yankee Stadium 3-2. Babe Ruth was caught stealing to end Game 7 of the World Series in a 1-run game.
Wheezy. Listen to you.
Yeah, those World Series, they matter too, even though 100 years ago. There's a ground ball to short off the bat of Laureano. Mason Wynn. Who's got the better arm, you think, Mason Wynn or Laureano? They both have incredible arms. There's Bill Shordell, part of that 1926 championship Cardinal team. And then there's those other 2 guys.
145 complete games. You speak for yourself. Really had it going.
He did. He'll have to share the spotlight with Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. Although I suppose for his family that will be invested in that induction ceremony, it'll be nice for them to say, hey, you know, old great-grandpa Bill was inducted with Albert and Yadi.
Got a chance to come up against Yadi. You knew he was going to be one of the greats, and gave up 2 home runs in 1 ball game to Albert Pujols, so the rest is history with that. Made him buy dinner. Yeah, that lobster bisque is on him tonight.
Bill Shordell hit 9 home runs in his career, just like you did.
That's right. Get your foot down.
It's a pretty good hitting pitcher.
You call him William now.
And he was a lefty, just like you.
That's right.
All right.
That's a Hall of Famers. We don't just fall, you know, just don't just grow on trees here, all right? You know, I'll be having my green jacket, my Marlin jacket in September. I'm not taking it off either. God is good, Weezy. In the midst of greatness.
Sun Moon Song fouls one behind home plate. Yeah, he'll be in the Marlins Hall of Fame later this year.
That's right. I had great teammates, and they put their arm around me, a lot like you, and still surreal that they gave me that call, but
just that shy kid coming up in 2020.
See, you know you know what? They treated me good though, and had the greats of Derek Lee, who you know was a superb Cub. You know, Pudge Rodriguez. Never shook him off once. Yeah, it's a Hall of Famer. Womp here, my brother as well. Woo, watch out. Hit it to the wrong guy.
Mason Wynn takes care of that. 1, 2, 3 as we go to the 9th.
Can anyone stop me? No. Why? I'm king of the jungle. Jungle. I got the heart and the muscle. Muscle. I'm king of the jungle.
Welcome back. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, presented by Goodyear with Dontrell Willis and Heidi Watney. I'm Wayne Randazzo. We're at Petco Park tonight, where the home team has been stifled yet again. Padres offense only 1 run yesterday, no runs on 1 hit today. They've scored just 7 runs in their last 5 home games total. Ivan Herrera's had his first career 4-hit game for the Cardinals. 4 of the 10 overall hits for St. Louis. Facing Ron Marinaccio here in the top of the 9th.
Got to be able to defend the home fort, and they're having trouble with the San Diego Padres scoring in Petco. We talked about it the whole ball game, including the open, about how some of these core guys of Merrill getting a hit today. Sander quiet. Manny Machado had a couple chances to get them on the board and wasn't able to cash in. And Fernando with the costly play. You see that if they're not playing at their highest level, it's going to be very difficult to win ball games against some of these upper echelon ball clubs of the National League.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Herrera. Seven Cardinal hits from the top 3 hitters in their lineup. Weatherholt having, ultimately, was the big hit in the game. His bases loaded knock in the 5th. It turned into a Little League grand slam. Cardinals have 11 hits overall. It says 10 on the LED board out there and left, but it's 11. There's Weatherholt. Impressive start to his major league career. And these young Cardinals, the youngest roster in baseball. Oliver Marmol wanted to see them in this environment here in San Diego. They have certainly breezed right through this test.
Well, you know, Marmol talked about it in the manager meeting about, like, they know they're going to come to the ballpark and they're going to have a chance to play. You know what I mean? So you want to see the growth, the professionalism day by day to get themselves ready to be big leaguers. And they believe in their stuff.
It's a bouncing ball. Marinaccio is going to have to cover first, which he does. Fielding that throw from Sheets, 1 out. Formula One heads north for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. The championship battle intensifies on Notre Dame Island as the grid tackles heavy braking zones, high speed, and the unforgiving wall of champions. Watch it live on Sunday, May 24th at 4 p.m. Eastern. Apple TV, the new U.S. home of Formula One. And the wall of champions there in Montreal.
Love Montreal. I'm gonna love Vegas even more when I go to F1. Believe that. I'm excited. With a new phone too. Take all the videos on my new Apple phone. Yes, sir.
You got to tune in and help us out, I think.
Oh, he hear me. He hear me. Yeah, Royce Dickerson, yeah, he definitely hears me. I need 3 on the pass list for your boy.
There's your iPhone shot right there.
It's beautiful.
They're using your phone to put us on the air. Burleson down on strikes, 2 outs. Let's go down to Heidi.
Well, Ollie Marmol asked his team in spring training, he said, what do you want your identity to be? And the answer was, they want to be a team that's tough to play, relentless in terms of no mental mistakes, constantly putting pressure on other teams, and that has led to them being one of the best defenses in the game, Wayne.
Certainly has been a good defensive team, and they've done a lot of the little things right to win games early on. 3 more outs and they'll be 8 games above 500.
But that starts with work ethic. How do you show up with the mentality to come to the ballpark every single day? I love what he said about Walker. He said, you know, a couple of weeks ago he had a little bit of a lull, and we're going to see how he's going to mentally adjust, and he's able to bounce back. And so, you know, this is a game of adjustments, and it seems like this young ball club really feeds off each other and understands, you know, in-game adjustments and how to win ball games thus far.
I mean, last year the Cardinals were several games above 500 for most of the first half. It was the second half that let them down. And you know, with a young team on top of that, how do you try to avoid a second half letdown with this young group?
Well, that's where the manager and the coaching staff comes in with experience.
Walker's down on strikes. That ends the top of the 9th. It is 6-0 St. Louis. Is lurking beneath the surface on Widows Bay, a quaint island town off the coast of New England. After decades of calm, the old stories that seemed too ludicrous to be true start happening once again. Blending genuine horror with character-driven comedy, Widows Bay is now streaming on Apple TV. Ryan Stanek is the new pitcher for the Cardinals. Maybe something out of a horror show that a Cardinal is named after Ryne Sandberg, especially someone who grew up a Cardinal fan. Ryan Stanek. How did this happen?
The veteran right-hander used to pitching on high leverage situations. That would be fun and interesting once they have that matchup.
A family of Cardinal fans. They named him after Ryne Sandberg, who was a big opponent in the Cub-Cardinal rivalry in the 80s and 90s.
It's Ryne Sandberg, though, Wayne. You gotta give a pass on the legend.
Believe me, it's my favorite player ever.
A legend.
Swing and a miss by Merrill. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Merrill is the only Padre hit in this game. The Padres have been retired in order in every inning tonight, except for the 4th, when Merrill led off that inning with a single. Later in that inning, Sheets and Tatis both walked before Andujar grounded out to leave the bases loaded. That's the only time San Diego's even had men on base tonight. Stanek gets into a 2-2 count with Merrill.
It's concerning because this is the second night in a row that this offense has been stifled after a base hit for Xander Bogaerts last night. 22 of the 26 after that were retired. So this offense is not really getting a chance to mount a fight, especially in the home confines.
Well, the Cardinals have only allowed one hit tonight. The last time the Cardinals threw a one-hitter, we were there in Cleveland last June, Sonny Gray, when the Cardinals beat the Guardians on a one-hit shutout on that Friday night. And this Friday night, a one-hit shutout through 8 innings.
I remember that, Sonny Gray. We started to make dinner reservations. That game was going so fast and pace.
I think Cleveland only had one base runner in that game. With the one hit. And here the Padres have only had one inning where they've had men on base, with a single and 2 walks in the 4th against McGreevy. It was otherwise excellent. Merrill is out on a foul tip. Herrera hung on to it, even though the mitt ended up falling off his hand there. The ball was lodged in for strike 3.
Yeah, everything's going Herrera's way today.
Well, maybe not that.
Yeah, that's a tough call, especially that high velocity fastball. You're catching it right on the palm of the glove. And I think he held on to it just because of a clinch of pain. Catching it on the heel.
Frustrating night for the Padres. Merrill makes the first out here in the 9th inning. And yeah, the Tatis play will stand out. 4 runs on 1 play, a Little League grand slam. Maybe bigger concerns here for this team offensively. It's been almost 2 years since a player had a Little League grand slam in a game. Michael Toglia did it against the Cardinals in 2024 for Colorado. Last Cardinal to do it was Dal Maxville in 1967, which was a World Series year for the Redbirds.
Very concerning for the offense of the San Diego Padres. And it's a long season, but having that many guys struggle, being one hit. After only scoring 1 run last night, got to make some adjustments offensively to really get guys going.
22 of the last 26 were retired in the game yesterday. There's a liner to right center. Walker closes and makes the catch. 2 outs. But today, 26 out of 29 have been retired. That is 48 of the last 55 Padre batters that have been turned away by Cardinals pitching over the last 2 nights. Here's Machado 0 for 3. The only Padre hit a single to right field in the 4th inning by Jackson Merrill.
It seems thus far the Cardinals pitching staff is winning the battle. Come on the road and be able to take the crowd out of it, especially in an environment like this. It's a real weapon and a real test, because they're going to go in environments in Milwaukee, at Wrigley. Pittsburgh is starting to get some fans back.
Line drive right center. Walker is over. It's a 1-hit shutout from the St. Louis Cardinals pitching staff tonight. Michael McGreevy struck out 9, a career high. He gets the win. And J.J. Weatherholt's Little League grand slam will certainly dominate the highlights as the Cardinals dominate the Padres tonight.
You're seeing that young Cardinal talented lineup on both sides of the baseball. J.J. Weatherholt, the athleticism and bat-to-ball skills. Herrera obviously being a factor. Michael McGreevy, what a masterful performance with the fastball command, the movement, the mound presence, and really that elite changeup mix. He was outstanding tonight. To hold that lineup to just 1 hit, huge victory once again for the Cardinals.
Cardinals now a Major League best 13-5 on the road. They are 23-15 overall. Trying to keep pace with the Cubs team that has won 10 straight. As the Cardinals defeat the Padres here at Petco Park 6-0. All of the damage in that one inning. J.J. Weatherholt's Little League grand slam giving the Cardinals the lead. And the Padres were retired in order in 8 of the 9 innings tonight.
Once again, I love the point that you made of how many times they've gone down in order over the last 2 nights. And this talented Cardinal ball club, they feel like they have something special, and it's going to be difficult to keep pace with these Cubs. But they're doing it right now.
6-0 the final. J.J. Weatherholt had a good clean run around the bases earlier after a ball that got by Fernando Tatis. He's standing by with Heidi Watney.
JJ, you probably had the most exciting game in all of exciting play in all of baseball tonight with that Little League grand slam. When you saw the ball get past Tatis, what were you thinking?
Just run, to be honest. I really, wasn't running too hard out of the box. I just wanted to read and see where he was going to throw, and then as soon as I saw it get by him, I just had to turn it on and keep going. I saw Pop waving me, and I was losing a helmet, an elbow guard, everything, but was able to get in there, so that was pretty sweet.
All the equipment fell off. What did your teammates say to you after that one?
They were just, honestly trying to let me breathe because I needed to. But they were super hyped, just firing us all up. I mean, it was big for us just because we weren't scratching any runs, and so that kind of opened up the game for us. And yeah, just a bunch of fun in the dugout.
6 weeks into your MLB career, you've already had a lot of great moments. Where does this one rank?
It's up there for sure. That was fun. I mean, probably first game homer is gonna take everything, but that was sweet. So just continue to just try to help win games, and when cool stuff like that happens, you definitely remember it.
You guys have won 9 of your last 11 games. Ali Marmol told me before the game that you guys want to be known as a relentless team, a tough team to play. How are you guys coming about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what we're trying to do. I mean, you can kind of just see it with the way that we go and try to play, just try to steal bases when we can, slap the ball around, can beat you with the power, and pitchers have been doing fantastic. So we're just trying to play well in every facet of the game, and, when it comes out like it did today, it's just a bunch of fun.
Yeah, great start from McGreevy tonight. Thank you so much, JJ.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All Cardinals tonight, 6-0 the final here in San Diego, as the Redbirds have now won back-to-back games here at Petco Park. They've been the best road team in the majors to start the season, and it was all the way home for J.J. Weatherholt in this Cardinal win. We'll be back to wrap it up.
Say hi. Go, Mace, in his face. Bro. He heard me. Facing his face, that won't work. No. What are you doing there? Oh, yeah! Speed! Oh, boy!
How did it work?
Come on, dog. I think you just take clips and stuff.
Oh, they clipping you.
Yeah. It's not live.
Hey, everything that has been said in Spanish, you guys cannot put that on, okay? Just the English stuff, because it's not good.
I think I broke it.
You broke it? Hello?
That's a mic, I think, right?
Hello?
The little thing on top when I took my sweater off, yeah. Oops.
We welcome you back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, presented by Goodyear with Dontrell Willis and Heidi Watney. I'm Wayne Randazzo. We're at Petco Park tonight, where it's all Cardinals. 6-0 St. Louis wins. Well, the hit came through for Padres Jackson Merrill. That was their only hit, though. Nothing else really happening on the Padres side. Our pregame predictions, courtesy of BetMGM. If you'd have predicted that the Cardinals were going to be the ones tonight, you'd have been right. J.J. Weatherholt had the big hit in this game, giving the Cardinals the lead, and Michael McGreevy did all the rest.
Well, it seems like the Cardinals have been doing a great job all season long of taking advantage of the opposition's miscues. And so you saw that Weatherholt play, being able to get out of the box and really just getting on the board. And now Tatis Jr. being the Platinum Glove Award winner, making a miscue. And man, Weatherholt never broke stride. And that play right there really just took the air out of the stadium. I haven't seen that in a long time. Also, this young man here, Michael McGreevy, is absolutely outstanding. The mound presence, the command, the movement, the sequencing. He kept this team off balance all game long. He could have pitched 12 innings. The result would have been the same, Wayne. And so outstanding job on both sides of the baseball by the St. Louis Cardinals, and they have something going special from this youthful movement.
Our cap off tonight presented by Blue Moon. McGreevy, 9 strikeouts, a new career high. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. How he got those?
You know what? Just being able to have the pitch mix down, also showing the ability to change eye level, but that changeup is filthy. And every time he needed a big strikeout, especially the left-handed batter, he got one with that changeup.
Cardinals win 6-0. We'll see you in New York next week. Subway Series.
It'll be fun and it'll be cold too. Hopefully the rain holds off.
Friday Night Baseball back for another doubleheader, 6:30 Eastern. 2 postseason hopefuls, the Tigers and Blue Jays, as they square off. And then at 7 from Flushing, Queens, the Subway Series kicks off. The Yankees and the Mets at Citi Field. We'll have pregame coverage live from Citi Field a half hour before each game. For other scores, highlights, and the latest news from around MLB, check out the Sports tab in the Apple News app. For Trell Willis, Heidi Watney, and our great crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo. We say goodnight from San Diego, where the St. Louis Cardinals were in control tonight. A 6-0 final at Petco Park. We'll talk to you again next week.